What's going on, everybody? David here, back with another video. We're going to do a stimulus package, stimulus check update. We have a lot of things to cover today. We're going to do kind of a Q&A. So people have asked me questions. I'm going to answer those questions. I'm going to show you guys some polls that I posted. And then I'm also going to talk a little bit about the press secretary, Ms. Psaki. She put out a tweet yesterday, and I thought it was pretty interesting. So we're going to cover that. But first off, if you guys can do me a favor, please hit the like button. It does help with the YouTube algorithm. Also, please subscribe to the channel. Hit that little bell notification. That way you'll get notified anytime we put out a video. Okay, so let's go ahead and take a look at what Ms. Psaki was saying, the press secretary was saying about the stimulus checks, okay? Now understand, this is a very partisan move, okay, this tweet. So just keep that in mind. The states that she picked those states for a certain reason, because they are battleground states. But it's still, nonetheless, it's interesting stuff to look at. And so she says here, just doing some reading before the local press interviews, awesome stats. In Florida, 89% of the people in the state, 14 million adults, 4.9 million kids will receive direct checks from the American Rescue Plan. So Florida, of course, battleground state. That's why she's putting it out there, just letting people know that, look, these stimulus checks are going out to the American people. They're very, very happy about it. This is a huge accomplishment. And she's putting that out there because you have politicians in Florida that voted against this. Marco Rubio being one of them, voted against the whole stimulus package. And so she's it's kind of a partisan, poke. Now, she also looked at Virginia here. She says in Virginia's case, you have 5 million adults and 1.8 million children. And then also she goes to Wisconsin here, and she says 3.8 million adults and 1.4 million children are eligible for these stimulus checks. So really interesting, right? How she picked these different states. Now, we know that people are receiving stimulus checks all over the U.S. And I talked about this in a video a couple of days ago, but this is a huge accomplishment. It is. We're looking at $1,400 stimulus checks. This is the first time that we've seen this amount. Now, obviously, we saw the $1,200 stimulus check, which was a bipartisan bill. We saw the $600 stimulus check, which is another, I guess you can call it bipartisan bill. And then this last one, $1,400 stimulus checks, partisan, not bipartisan. So you didn't have both Democrats and Republicans in support of this last stimulus package. But nonetheless, there's that tweet there. Now, I want to get into some of the polls because I love doing polls because I get to see what the viewers either want to see or what the viewers, how they feel about certain topics. So this is something that I do on every other day. I'll usually put out a poll. So let's see here. The first poll, for whatever reason, I usually use my phone when I'm putting these polls out, but I always have typos, and I apologize for those typos. But here we go. Do you think Congress will approve the $200 Social Security raise next? So that is the question, right? Because we know that Biden has a plan, and his plan for Social Security, part of the plan is to raise Social Security by $200 per month. So we have 63% of the people, and actually let's look at how many people voted in this poll. We have 6,300 people voted in this poll. So 63% of the people said yes, and then we have 37% of the people saying no. So we do have vast majority of the people think that, you know what, Biden's plan, this $200 raise, it will be implemented, and the hope is that this will be the next thing that they tackle. Now, there are other things that are on the table. So we have the $15 an hour minimum wage that's on the table. We also have this recovery plan. That's going to be it's going to be another massive bill that they're going to try to get through, and that's going to be the infrastructure bill. So we'll have to see and follow that and see where that goes. All right, next poll here. Do you think the Biden administration should raise taxes on people making $400,000 or more to help fund Social Security? Okay, so if you guys didn't know, Social Security is running through some tough time right now. There is a possibility by 2034 that Social Security will be out of money. And that's not far off. So something needs to be done with Social Security. Changes do need to be made, and this is one of the changes that the Biden plan is promoting right now. And so we'll have to see where this goes. And we have 1,800 people participated in this poll. 84% of the people said yes, and 16% of the people said no. Now, you might be asking yourself, why is over 400,000? Why are they looking at that number? Well, basically, the way it works right now is you pay a tax, Social Security tax, if you make less than 142,800. You're going to be paying this tax. We all do. Okay. Now, if you make over that amount, you don't pay into the Social Security tax. And so what the Biden administration wants to do is they want to still give people, there's still going to be a cushion there. So if you make from 142,800 to 400,000, you're still not going to have to pay that tax. But if you make over 400,000, that's when the tax kicks back in. And so it's only fair. You have people on the lower end of this spectrum that are paying taxes. All the people making less than 142,800, they're paying the Social Security tax. So why not the people that are making more? Why should they not have to pay the Social Security tax? And so that is the talk, and that's the poll there. Okay, so let's move on here. Let's see. Have you received your stimulus check yet? So that was just a simple question there. 2,200 people participated in this poll. 37% of the people said yes, they have. 63% of the people said no, they have not. So that's a vast majority of the people said they have not. Now, we do know that about 90 million, I think it's actually 100 million now, 100 million people have received their stimulus checks. So they still have about 60 million more to go. But my audience, the vast majority of my audience has not received their stimulus check yet. Okay, let's move forward here. In the future, now, so in the future, what topics do you want to see covered on this channel? I'm going to continue to put this poll out maybe once a week just to kind of gauge to see where you guys are and what topics you want to hear about. So we had 1,700 people participate in this poll. 31% said stocks and investing. 58% said policy and government programs. And 11% said travel, credit cards, and points. And so these are topics that I will be covering, okay, on the channel. But I want to know kind of a percentage, what more, so do you want to hear more about government issues? Okay, if you want to hear more about government issues, you're going to see more videos about that. If you want to hear more about some of the other things I have here, the travel credit cards, if it's 11%, maybe I'll do one video about that a week. If it's stocks and investing, 30%, maybe I'll do 2 or 3 videos about that. So that's just how I'm gauging how you guys feel about the different topics on this channel. All right, let's go ahead and move to questions here. So are there specific times of day that they give out the money, or is it random? So as far as the stimulus checks, when they go out, direct deposit, is there a specific time? Well, each bank is different, so I would say it's random. So banks, whatever their process is of getting this money out to the American people, they're the gatekeepers, right? So the money comes to them, and then they decide when they're going to release it. So it would be a random time. All right, next question here. What about people who owe child support? I'm still getting this question, and I'm getting a lot of people still asking this question. And I think what's going on is because they heard about the garnishments from private companies, and so now they're asking about child support again. The answer is, if you owe back child support, you still qualify for stimulus check, and you still will receive your stimulus check. This is for private companies only. Okay, so if you're a government entity, if you owe back taxes, things like that, those things are not going to affect you getting your stimulus check. The only thing that's going to affect you is if a private company contacts a bank and has your money held. That's the only thing that will affect you. Next question here. Was anybody's check garnished? I want to know the answer to this question. So in the comment section, let me know if you have had your stimulus check garnished. Let us know so we can talk a little bit more about that. Okay, next question. Do people that get SSI get the $200 each per month, or the $200 extra per month? So if Biden's plan goes through and we do see this $200 raise, people on SSI, Ssdi, veterans beneficiaries, that all qualify for this raise as well. David, I got a message on the 20th. My check will be mailed on March 26th. This is not the first person that has posted this. Okay, so I'm getting information from a lot of the viewers that are saying, look, I went to the Get My Payment portal. They say that they're going to be mailing out my check on the 26th. So we'll probably see the IRS come out on Monday or Tuesday and indicate we're going to start mailing out checks starting on the 26th. So This is not anything official yet, but I am getting people that are letting me know this. And so if you are waiting for that paper check, you potentially might start seeing your checks get mailed out on the 26th. Okay, another question here. David, this is another issue I would love to see you look into and bring to the public's attention. I called Direct Express this morning and I got a message that says, if you are calling in regards to stimulus checks, we regret to inform you that the payments will not be available for several weeks. And then he just goes on to say that they're suggesting that you contact the IRS, and there was no one available to talk to. And so, yes, this is an issue. And Direct Express a couple of days ago, they did tweet out that basically kind of the same thing, saying that it'll be a couple weeks. But the information that we need it needs to come from the IRS. The IRS needs to let us know when they're going to start sending out these checks or this next phase of money. Once they let us know that, then we'll have a better idea of when it's going to start hitting Direct Express, plus hitting bank accounts, other bank accounts, people who were not in the first phase. So just something to note there as far as Direct Express. Yes. If you contact them, you might get a similar message. Okay, let's move on here. I just checked my bank account. It says pending for the 24th, and I get Social Security. Okay, so 24th, we're looking at the days on a Wednesday. Usually that's when it's an official date for the IRS. I don't know why, but it looks like they start the processing on the Friday before, and then it hits the bank on that Wednesday. So we saw the 17th. We saw that happen on the 17th. We'll probably see that happen on the 24th and then the 31st. All right. Now, this last portion here, this is a frustration that I've been having, and it's coming back. It actually went away for a little bit. Now it's coming back again. And so I just want to bring it to your attention because this is not me. And I want you to know it's not me. So basically what will happen is Nana here, she just put, "Hi, David." Hello, Nana. And so this person responds, this person here. And guess what? That's not me. They're responding. And of course, they're putting a WhatsApp number. If you see anything, I will never put WhatsApp numbers or anything like that for you to contact in a comment. Okay. So that's just not going to happen. But nonetheless, these people are putting this on here and they continue to do it. I block them and they continue to come back. And so the difference between this profile and this profile, this is me. The bottom one is me. Okay. And it will usually look like this. Usually it's grayed out a little bit, but you're going to have this here and you're going to have that little check mark at the end there. That check mark signifies that it's a certified account. It's me. And so that's how you know I'm actually responding to one of your comments. If you don't see that, and you see this, and there's no check mark here, there's nothing. It's just says the TEC show. Guess what? That is not me. So I just wanted to bring that to your attention if you didn't already know that, because it's very, very frustrating when you see this type of stuff happening, because people are getting scammed. And I not only see it on my channel, but I see it on other channels as well. They're doing the same thing. And they're even going a step further now, where they're taking my profile and they're going to another channel that talks about stimulus checks, and they're answering comments there or acting like they're answering comments and then putting this WhatsApp number on there. So it's kind of hard for me to be able to track that down. But nonetheless, YouTube knows about this. I've contacted them. I know other YouTubers have contacted YouTube about this whole situation. They really need to put it to a stop. I mean, because we have a certified account, there should not be anyone able to make another account like ours. That's just my opinion when it comes down to it. Okay, so that's all I have for you guys today. If you guys have any questions about anything, let me know in the comment section. Let me know if you receive your stimulus check. Let me know if you're getting a pending and it's telling you you're going to be getting your stimulus check on the 24th, or if they're going to be mailing out a check on the 26th. Let me know that information as well. If you like this video, please give me a thumbs up. Please subscribe for more, and I'll talk to you in the next one. Bye.